Apparently, people's brain activity and their immune system reacts radically to their environment. And that, perception of health. Health, in order to be healthy, one needs to understand what healthy is first. You have a lot of physically fit sociopaths and psychotics in the world right now. And they are, because, the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer is perfect deliverance from evil. And so people who are not healthy enough to do that are in a form of psychosis. And it affects them all differently. They become, very obsessed with superficiality and their competitive success, or aggressive and violent because they can't live the ways they used to live. Just be able to take what you want when you became the big honcho and shit, and you could have sex with anybody you wanted, had anybody killed you wanted, and they don't do that shit anymore because of all these rules, because of all these pussies, and stuff. And so the brain activity is just really bad. Okay. And this is a culmination of possibly hundreds and thousands of years of accepted behaviors because of either selfishness or compliance or whatever, what have you. But, there is really no excuse for this kind of activity and this behavior, given the understanding and the debates of the written documentation of the examples of people like Jesus Christ and Muhammad of Mecca and others. And so there's really, especially when you guys in the 20th century had Taro Suzuki and Jiddu Krishnamurti and a bunch of other people, and Haile Selassie, that came and restored the true examples and the true lives and true meaningful communications and understandings of the people that got turned into mythology for religious corporations instead of true religions before them. So there absolutely is no excuse for being as selfish and irrational and erratically disgusting as we are. And in that one commercial with that guy, the future's going to be kind of fantastic. And you have global communications where we're totally global connected, which is discussed in the book of Revelation, that he's anonymously, globally accessible to all the murdering assholes that want instant global access so they can fuck people with money and their egos and technology. So yeah, it's going to be bombastic, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Lava. Okay. So, who done gone and did that stuff down on wrong and got their asses kicked from July 19th, 1966 on, and because, here's this little boy and we're going to bring him down. He's the weak link in the chain, right? Yeah. We totally embarrassed ourselves with Selassie, Suzuki, Sun Yat-sen, and Krishnamurti, but we're not going to fuck up with Parsons. We're going to show everybody can be a pervert like us. Spies like us. Yeah, okay. Well, life's eternal and grace is infinite, right? And sex is better in a holy covenant than it is in an egotistical, narcissistic, if you die, she'll fuck somebody else hookup, right? Clone me, I want to fuck forever. And you're like, what? And sex gets real old real fast when you're having sex with a narcissist that you have to sit there and say, okay, when you say I love you, Michael, do you mean me or you? Narcissist. Okay. But, yeah, so, whoo, this is God's country. Okay, a bunch of assholes, man. I know exactly what I'm dealing with, okay? This isn't just an overnight thing. Not much more than an overnight fling. Overnight fling. Do I have that on the MP3? Do I have Ports Out of Town? There's songs I got to put on. I'll probably do that the next, it's basically just for me. So, I'll do it probably on Saturday. I'll probably stay home on Saturday and load music onto the MT3. Probably so. Yeah, I'm just not feeling well. I'm tired and I'm exhausted. I'm gonna get all my chores done to get the place cleaned up. If they want to come back here to recreate after the party at Ponch's house, and I'm probably just gonna stay here. I'm just gonna stay here. And they show up, I'm just gonna stay in here and rest. I'm tired. I gotta get rested up to swap out the back air conditioner next week, and that's a lot of work. So I'll focus on that. But right now, we're gonna run outside and we're gonna air up the tires on the wagon and take the pickup truck and just haul all the the wood and the burn up and the cut back flowers and plants and stuff and just haul it all off to the burn pit. So just get all that done today. And then tomorrow morning we'll get up and work on finish the horseshoe pit and do one vacuuming, dusting out of the barn, and we'll be ready to go. Oh yeah, so I gotta do laundry. Yeah, I'll do laundry today and tomorrow, and fix up the shop vac and vacuum out the studio and the cat room. So those are my last little spots, and then everything else is I make straighten, clean up in here. It's clean enough. It's good enough for Earl occupation. It'll do, pig. It'll do. So I'm tired, man. I'm so tired of self-righteous hypocrisy. I've had it up to. It's just like when you get to that point where it's just like, And they had this thing, and I watched one with Carolyn Levitt, with her picture taken with the millionaire hockey team that beat the other millionaire hockey team for billionaire marketing, and you're like, oh, these other people sit down. Why? I mean, if Joe Biden had them brought in, they'd all stand up, right? But since Donald Trump had them brought in, all the people that are hypocrites and say that their money is more organic and sexier and transgender friendly than they all sit down. It's like, yeah, take a knee, motherfucker. Take a knee. Okay. The splinter and the blank. What are we going to do, Night Brain? Same thing we do every night, Binky. Try to take over the world, right? And they always be taking pictures together. They've been doing it since when I was the thing with fun. I sit there, he goes, no, I had my picture taken just that once. So you would, because I was told in spirit that, so he could see me, he'd know me. So when the man comes, there will be no doom. So that's why Fun got his pictures taken before they went off to Florida. Of course, they had to. They were, it's pretty much, he had to try to help the people survive in prayer that were dying on the train and dying, being murdered and stuff. And you have to have someone go along as humane so the crazy people don't abuse he was fun. When he came into the village, the cheaters didn't cut the tips of the nose off their women and the children weren't abused. And they needed him on that train, even if it killed them from disease and depression, just like it did Taza, more than ever before. They needed that beacon, that kindness, that, life's eternal, grace is infinite. The Chiricahua that are truly faithful and spiritual people understand this. They're a lot like King David, right? So, good old Manuelito and Barboncito. Yeah, they're good guys. Barboncito's real quiet. He takes a lot of opening up to, I've been watching this stuff. He gets more pissed off than Manuelito does. Yeah. It's fucking hypocrites, man. He doesn't like them. They're a bunch of Belladonna casino building prostitute their daughters. He gets mad. Like, wow. Manuelito's a little more reserved and a little more calm and sad. Barboncito is quiet. And then when he sees hypocrisy, boy, he starts to talk and you're just like, damn. No, he nails people to the wall. He's a good guy. He surprised me because he's so quiet. I wasn't expecting him to be like he was. I was expecting him to be more tribal, secular, and insular and critical of me. I wasn't expecting him to look at it and then go, those fucking witches. Like, god dang, right? Those fucking witches. Using our religion as witchcraft to mess with people's head to get them to more casino money. Ooh, he's mad. No, our religion was, yeah, we had but they always had like most old religions and stuff, when they have a story, like with Suzuki, about the cats and the other things and stuff like that. There's always a moral in the story from a guy who knows I'm in love and my love still grows. Keep away from a runaround, Sue. The moral in the story is what's important, not the facts of the story. Okay. But the understanding of the eternal morals that don't change. He says that's what's important about a story, is that it holds water. Okay. If your bucket, the pot doesn't hold water, what is it good for? And if you're using it to put in a room and ask for Belladonna money and stuff like that, instead of use it for water, which it was made for, then all that love, all that work is absolutely useless. It's just ornamentation for your ego. It's not meaningful existence for your life. So share, care, given according to He built to last. It's not how it looks, it's how it works, right? If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, and so alone, sad as can be, because a pretty face got the best of me. Those ones that do things to satisfy their ego are never satisfied, and you'll never get an ounce of true love out of them. But those that do things out of devotion through kindness, and the source of all courage is because of kindness. Otherwise, it's just get people to do what you want them to do because they're selfish and they're bullies and it's all about me. And when you get people like that, they're just horrible, and you can sit and watch them. And everything they do is meant to glorify their physical existence and not hold water eternally in a good story. All right. You're talking about a man that did sand paintings to help people have blessing ways, to help them get back in balance and harmony, so they appreciated all the gifts given to us by this Holy Spirit, and not manipulation by those that say they invent things better than what God gave us. Okay. And what is that thing holding? Water. And did you invent water? Okay. Do you understand? Do you make the clouds rain? Well, now they do. They don't make them. They manipulate them. Okay. But they're still fucking up the ecosystem and mass murdering people in cities and abusing them with invention. But because they can manipulate the clouds and get it to rain where they want it to rain, they see themselves as gods. That's how pathetic these people are. Hey, man, it's recording Dark Winds. You guys want to hear what, Manuelito had to say, and then you get Barboncito. And I was not expecting this. This is a lot like what happened to me with Suzuki. I'm getting I was expecting, like I got with a lot of the Japanese men in the village that were upset because they were all going to get killed. There was the one guy that was real excited. He was excited because, this is about eternity. It's about the bucket holding water eternally. It's not about me and my kids surviving and making Godzilla movies and King Kong movies and selling Pokemon cards. This is about us restoring the beauty of the garden. This is about us ending the terrorist trade, bringing people that mass murder with money to come in and soak in our sulfur springs. Those waters heal people and help people recover from extreme conditions that are caused by these assholes that you build these hotels in to cater to them and kiss their ass and then say, here's the best spot and it's for you because you kill people and make them kiss your ass. And that really pisses off Suzuki, and it should. It pisses off Sun Yat-sen and it pisses off Barboncito. They're all on the same page. And fun? Quilika, Galale. He doesn't get to use his name because, and then he got it back. That was after Cochise was dead when Fun put the gun in his face and said, "You're Chiricahua, remember who you are." And Galatle came back and they came with the guys and they brought back the women and children and kept them safe, and they all, Nache, Galatle, 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 And Galatle told him it was Tishna. I was angry. I was feeling the anger of the whites and acting like the whites, and he reminded me I was Chiricahua. You come back to us, Galatle, Galatle. And what happened? Things got worse. And he died of alcoholism, selling his last bow and arrow to get drunk and forget about all the bad things he had done to put himself in that ditch, drunk and freezing to death in Oklahoma. Yeah, it's there's a bucket for water. It's going to the well, but I don't have any straw, dear Liza. So even if I take the bucket with me, it's not going to get water back to you, my love. Right? So, let's get to work. Got a hole in your bucket, make sure you have some straw. Okay? Holding water. Okay. In order for your bucket to hold water, it's got to be eternally truthful. It's got to be eternally faithful. So please don't you rock my boat, because I don't want my boat to be rocking. Don't you rock my boat. Don't rock my boat. I don't want any of your... I was trying to explain it to Dad yesterday when we were driving around, stuff. And, I said, in the future, the agriculture will go back to the way it was and we'll restore the ecosystem. He said, we farmers can't survive without the dam. It's like, no, that's not true. This is all cash cropping crops that were imported for cash-based crops. Okay? People lived here before off of crops that fed people. Okay? Lettuce, onions, chili, gardens. People had gardens. They didn't have to pay the government for crops that $55 a bag in cash cropped and sent all across the world to rich people to put on their gourmet foods. Okay. So please, don't you rock my boat. Don't rock my boat, because I don't want my boat to be rocking. It's not my soul. The soul is the eternal light of the gift of life through the glory of God, through holy covenants. Okay? So help the soul satisfy the mind with humility and faithfully love your man. Truly love your man. Let him know. Give him something he can feel. No, better than that. Okay? Love him eternally the way he loves you. And if you can't do that, don't even bother showing up, because you ain't woman enough to love this man. Okay? Juanita, Juanita. None is more beautiful than Juanita. Barney Fife. Oh, Lord. Hey, Juanita. Look up on my garden gate. A snail, that's what it is. The slug wars of after 2013, huh? Slugs. Yeah. Well, we are what we do. Why are you so slow? They call me disabled. So we got this. We got this. I'm not as worried about Miriam and Edna and anybody anymore. Like, I know that, like I told Emily, Our parents and our relatives live through us. And if you want to know what grandma was like, all you got to do is just, look to the people that reflect how much they love her the best, and you'll see Grandma Murphy, And there are other women related to Grandma Murphy and Herschel Steinsteiner that probably got away from the Holocaust. It just so happens that the woman and her daughter that gave birth to the Messiah during your generation ended up in Las Cruces, New Mexico. And after Earl, who corrects all the technology through the faithful love of eternity of the faithful ones, you won't need to know where the kid who's a lot like Earl will be walking around enjoying living the Lord's Prayer on planet Earth. Because if I want to go have fun and flirt with the brown-eyed girl with the big booty, it's none of your business. If I want to play basketball with a bunch of people in a social gathering place, it's none of your business. And you don't have to push me into the pole and send me to the emergency room and have mom say another goddamn $75 at the fucking emergency room, because that won't exist anymore, because money is just an evil invention for the evil to manipulate the stupid. It's none of your business. Okay? So, push it. Push me one more time, motherfucker. Push it real good. Okay? Everybody's watching. David Rockefeller sold you in hell, and Rothschild helped. Okay? And they were honored to do so. They'd had enough. They both sat and told me they will not stand up and accept you. They think they're better than you. They have brain technology that studies your brain and says they can explain how you're doing everything. And Rockefeller knew this wasn't true. They were like, no, we thought he was doing this and he didn't have any outer dialogue. And then he comes up and he tells us why he did it. And every reason why he did it was absolutely perfect to do the right thing, to protect the innocent from the guilty. You guys are just telling yourselves what you want to hear because you're jealous of him, because you want to be better than him. We know we spent our whole lives doing the same fucking thing. And here we are, bags of shit. Nothing but fertilizer to fertilize food for murderers because we thought we were better than Parsons. Why, Philip Rothschild and David Rockefeller nailed you all to the wall. You're on the Smithsonian right there. And you all got them. I see you motherfuckers you have all these portraits of all these great wars and these great warriors and conquerors and all the mythology of the great conqueror of your great war and your holy jihad fucked up little head. You're horrible human beings. And the women you fuck are just as fucked as you are. And nobody in their right minds. Your vagina is a place for sad people. Shit. All you do is take in the seed of an egomaniac and give birth to murderers. Is that young Adolf? Okay. Hi, Chiang Kai-shek. How are you doing? Hey, look, it's little David Duke. Yeah, shake your money maker. Shake your money maker. Beat your wife and don't pay your taxes. If I'm going to pay taxes, it's going to be for a black man to give us hip-hop and to have sex with in the Lincoln bedroom in the White House. There you go. Well, God dang, they're horrible people. Yeah, Barb and Cito don't like none of you. Okay. And I get it. I totally get it. I get it. But does Deanna Allison get it? She's probably not even fucking paying attention. She's probably got an ego problem and thinks I'm fucking crazy and shouldn't be talking about her ancestors in front of people. I don't do it for money. I do it to save the innocent from the guilty with money, because money is an invention by the evil to manipulate the stupid. How much money do you have? Let me show you my money. You guys want to see my money? I'll show you my money. Want to see my great treasure? Where are you, treasure? Go ahead and hate your neighbor. Oh, here it is. It's underneath the remote controls to the home and garden. There's my great treasure. Peace on earth was all it said. Go ahead and hate your neighbor. Go ahead and see this. that are certified okay and use lithium batteries and won't shouldn't start a fire. Okay, alrighty then. That's my treasure right there. That's all my money. That's the treasure of King David's seed and Solomon's Israel. That's the treasure that you get for being the heart of Psalms and the seed of Proverbs in the 21st century. 21st century. It's just change in case we need it for something to, milk, whatever, whenever, wherever, Okay, so why are you so slow?